Hey, did you know I'm doing a toy drive for the kids? That's right. If you want to support underprivileged children this holiday season, click the link below or in my bio, and you'll be able to access our link to our toy drive. We're going through Amazon, so all you need to do is buy toys. You can see we've already got a ton of them. The more the merrier. We are looking for gifts still for the very young kids, as well as gifts for the older kids. Thank you to all who've already bought toys and donated. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and enjoy the video. First up on the stream, we are going to bring up Fisher. Now, Fisher says there are good reasons to believe the Christian God is good. I think that will be an interesting debate to have. Katie likes that topic. I like that topic. Let's bring up Fisher. Now, Fisher, hello. If you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Hi, Jovan. I am 22, and I use mostly he, but some people want to degrade me. But that's just a joke because pronouns are made up.
Yes, most things are made up. So wait, you use he and him, I'm assuming?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay, no problem. Now, Fisher, you've made the claim that there are reasons to believe the Christian God is good. I don't believe the Christian God is good. Katie doesn't believe the Christian God is good. Tell us why you, Fisher, believe the Christian God is good.
I believe the Christian God is good because he affords us, not he as in like he's a God and it's he. Like God is a woman. The news came out, like we all heard it, whatever. But like, I just think that God is good because in order to have a full experience, you have to bring the good with the bad. The biggest argument against my position is that like, oh, but we suffer. So how could God subject anybody to that? But I think that God is good because he gave us any experience at all.
You think God is good because he allowed us the ability to experience?
Yes.
If he allowed us the ability to experience and then, let Moses take a bunch of us as sex slaves, is he still good for doing that?
No. Okay, maybe I'm too into it, but I do believe in multiple forces at play. Like I think God is like a dissociating mind at the core of the universe.
Well, so we're specifically talking about the Christian God, though.
Okay, yeah. Within the Old Testament, I think that I can't argue for the Old Testament God. Because obviously, like, there's genocide, and he's kind of condoning slavery, and he's, like, it's specifically a he, too. Like, he's just kind of, like, doing all this crazy shit.
What? Okay, so then, if the Old Testament God, you can agree, is evil, what makes the New Testament God, who is the same God, not still evil?
I think that there are multiple parts of God's mind that are acting at the same time upon like us because we're in the world. So like God's mind is the world, and then good and bad happens within God's mind. So then we experience good and bad. But maybe this is just like a metaphysical idea, and it might not be relevant to the political kind of like debate we have.
This isn't a political. Go ahead, Katie.
It doesn't sound like you're describing the Christian God.
Yeah, and that's perhaps true.
It sounds like you're describing your specific. It just seems like you're describing your specific belief in God, not the Christian God of the Bible.
Yeah, but the thing is, I still think Jesus has something to do with it.
What did he have to do with what?
So I still think that Jesus is an ordained force, right? Like he has been granted certain powers, or he was granted certain powers. I guess he still exists. So he's present tense, has been, or he is being granted certain ordained powers through God, and they are good. So that leads me to believe that God is good, because when he comes down to the material plane, he is good.
Okay, so God is good because when he made Jesus, Jesus was good.
Yeah, and Jesus was ultimately like kind of a different guy. Shout out to Jesus. He stepped up to the plate, but God was still kind of, it was a little unfair to Jesus. He was just kind of like
Well, hold
asking
on,
for
Fisher.
revenge.
I'm just confused. How does, like, let's say, first of all, I don't even necessarily know that I believe in Jesus, but let's say Jesus exists, okay? How does the existence of Jesus erase God's allowing for slavery, allowing Moses to take sex slaves, genociding groups of people, killing children at will, killing all the Egyptian firstborns, making Cain and Abel like duke it out? Like, how
Okay,
does
Jovan,
Jesus?
I'm sorry. If I may cut you off, like, I understand, like, dude, like, Old Testament God did a lot of really dumb, made a lot of really dumb
Dumb.
decisions. And it seems impossible because God is all knowing, but the faith there is ultimately just like, I just have to trust in this.
Okay, so wait. But that's not the question I asked you. I asked you, how does the existence of Jesus overwrite any of those things?
The existence of Jesus overwrites the wrongdoings of the Old Testament God
How?
by setting a new precedent.
What precedent?
Just in the same way that governments set new precedents, just in the same way that companies will
Sorry,
come out with a new pay
what
raise.
is the new precedent specifically?
The new precedent is that, hey, all this old shit that you guys were doing is actually bad.
Oh no, that's not true. Jesus says to follow the laws of Moses.
Yeah, but okay, well then maybe there's a connection between the New Testament and the Old Testament that I don't understand. That there's like
Clearly.
this iron rod through it, but like
Yeah,
I still think that God is
Jesus said
good.
he did not come to change the old law, but to fulfill it. He said that you are to still follow the laws taught by Moses and the other prophets, and so like if we're still beholden to these moral laws, when God was evil, what has changed?
Yeah, yeah. At this point, I could just be like, oh, well, the translations, and then I could throw it to uncertainty because we don't know what the translations
No,
really
we do.
were. Like, we don't have a lot of good accounts of what
No, I
Jesus
mean the
actually
Old
said.
Testament we still have like the original Hebrew.
Yeah. Dude, listening to that shit's kind of crazy. I don't know if you have, but anyway.
Yeah, so I'm just like, it doesn't seem like you have a good argument for the Christian God being good. You just more have like, I feel like he's good, so therefore he good.
I mean, I live through a lot of suck. I am an Amazon delivery driver, and I want to quit every day. Shout out to all other delivery drivers. If you guys leave out snacks, it's the best. Anyway, but there's so much good that I also am afforded. And I think that, like, the good that comes with all this is indicative of God's good because, yeah. Because, yeah.
Because I
I don't
don't
know.
feel
Maybe
like,
you could come back at me with a question. I can try and get into it, but
Fisher, I just don't feel like so far you have given a cohesive thought.
okay. I think my cohesive thoughts, if I may argue for the fact that I have cohesive thoughts, are that God is good because he grants us experience that establishes that God exists. So like if you're an atheist, you can get into that. But I think that the presence of good is the fact the idea of presence is God. So presence is kind of synonymous with God. So the presence of good is that God is good.
First of all, presents are synonymous with Santa Claus, not God.
Yeah. Maybe that's just my own theology.
Well, it's just, again, there wasn't any coherent thought in what you just said, right? The God
I
existing does not inherently make him good, and him giving us experience doesn't inherently make him good. Go ahead, Katie.
yeah, for example, like if someone like had a child, like if someone got pregnant and had a child, they're giving that child experience, right? But if they do that and then spend the rest of the kid's life torturing them, I wouldn't say it was good of them to give that child experience.
No, not at all. And there's a lot of people who are anti-natalist who think that granting anybody experience is bad off the rip, just because
so
life
we
is
could just
suffering.
we could just run antinatalism, and then like, what's your like? Yes, God gave us the ability to experience, and then we experience crushing suffering for our entire lives.
Yeah, there are people whose lives are more or less just suffering, so therefore you wouldn't say God was good for giving those people experience.
Well, okay, well now I'm just crumbling, right? I'm a biological creature who wants to impart life upon something else that does not exist yet, and I feel like this biological drive to do that. So I will go through any logical justification to make that work. even making up a god.
Then
what? Why do you need a god to create life? You
because
do that
life
with sperm.
is suffering, and there has to be something else outside of it that makes it okay.
That makes the suffering okay?
Or it could be that
why can't there
the good parts are good. Like,
yeah, why can't there be an internal justification? Why does there have to be an external justification?
Talk to the Catholics. I don't know.
I mean, the Catholics would say that God is not all good typically, right? The Catholics operate predominantly off of pre-Christ like biblical accounts, to where God is more of a fearful being, not this like divine being.
Yeah, I guess that's where I'm at, where I think, well, I don't know if I completely coincide with the Catholics, but I think that, yeah, like God is bound by certain material laws, so he can't just make a world that's perfect.
What?
And maybe that's my argument.
So you're saying that? Sorry, Jovan.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is really important. Do the laws, these material laws that God has to abide by, did he not create those laws?
He picked those laws because there was probably, in my estimation, there was a large series of laws. So if you were to take like going back to Minecraft, like you start a world with a seed, which is like the numbers that the whole procedural generation goes off of to make the blocks and the shape of the world. So I think
so.
that
You
God
don't think that God created everything?
The best of what we have.
I've never heard the Minecraft defense.
This is the best.
Chances.
Wait, hold on. But this Fisher. Even if God created the seed and all of this nonsense, why did he let Moses take a bunch of children sex slaves? Seems like he could have been like, nah, Moses, don't do that. But he didn't.
Been like, nah, Moses, don't do that. But I think that of all the marbles he could have picked out of, this is literally the best one. This is all we got. Like,
so he's not all
all
powerful
the
either.
ways
Then
that this
you don't
world
believe in the
gone,
Christian God.
We're going the best way because life is suffering.
Bro, I hate to break it to you, bro, but you're not Christian.
Wait. I'm sorry. Why? Okay. Do you think it was evil of God to allow Moses to take child sex slaves?
Absolutely. God
Do you
has
think
been evil.
anything God has done past then has absolved him of the evil of allowing Moses to take thousands, by the way, of child sex slaves?
No way. If you think about God, he's the archetypical father, right?
And the Christian God is evil.
Dad has been evil, and so you have to account for that.
Then the Christian God is evil. I think any God that allows a group of people to take 16,000 child sex slaves, probably an evil God. Probably was always evil at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think you have to take the good with the bad. He was definitely evil, and he was good later, and that's all we got.
But wait, what good outweighs 16,000 child sex slaves? Children.
I cannot excuse or justify. I can't imagine anything that would outweigh that. Like, that's horrible.
So then what am I taking? I'm not taking any good with the bad. It's all bad.
Yeah, but I'm holding with two hands. I think that you're letting one hand outweigh one hand.
Yes, I think the hand that has 16,000 child sex slaves definitely outweighs anything that's on this hand. Not even close.
Well, there we
I'm
go.
just
It's
sort of
heavy.
this is just not the Christian God. Like, you don't believe that he's all good. You are acknowledging that he is, at least in your head, part evil. And you
Well,
also
then,
don't believe that he created everything. He's not all powerful
yeah.
because he has to abide by certain material laws. So this is not the Christian God.
Well, then maybe everybody else is going to call me a heretic, but I don't know. Like, I go to church. I think that religion's good for the community, but that's a whole separate topic.
Oh, I think the way that you're engaging with Christianity is probably much more productive than most Christians. But this is the God that you believe in is like a personal God to you. You don't believe in the typical Christian God.
I also think that like anybody can take Christianity and use it whatever way they want. That doesn't make what is or is not true about Christianity true or not true, right? Anybody could take Christianity and go and do nothing but good. It doesn't defeat the fact that the God that they worship allows for child sex slaves.
Well, Jovan, I wish you the best, and I'm gonna hang up now. So you have a good day.
Okay, you too. Hey, thank you all for watching this video. If you don't know me, I'm Jovan Bradley. I'm a leftist content creator who does debates, political commentary, gaming, and more. If this is your first video, thanks for sticking to the end, and I hope you subscribe. I post videos daily, and there are hundreds of past debates on my page for you to enjoy. Thank you to all my YouTube members. Your continued support helps me create as much as I can. Consider joining. A membership starts at $2.99 and gets you access to our community Discord, early access to videos, and more. Shout out to my Tier 4 members. Call Me Vel, Bamji, Ryan O'Connors, Wednesday Leo Rain, Papa Snowflake, Kazim, Ryan Wright, Red Fairy DF, Not 3.6R, Sylvia Snow, Paul D, Zurith Moonpaw, Never Again, Emery Imogene, Ayla Ursus, Kelsey K, Jake Gorshander, Matthew Holloway, Vampy, Yemye, Mealy, and Dragon Nerd. Your continued support goes a long way in helping me continue the fight for equity, justice, and education. Thank you again for watching.